On today's show, we visit Americana Theater Company and Pilgrim Hall Museum, hear original poetry, pop up in our community, and talk about upcoming things to do in our area. We're glad you're here. Let's get started. The Americana Theater Company was established here in Plymouth by South Shore native Derek Martin in 2011. We stopped by a recent rehearsal.
Americana Theater Company is a small professional theater company in Plymouth, Massachusetts. We exist, our slogan is stories that entertain and stories that matter. And we exist to kind of enliven the cultural atmosphere of the South Shore and Massachusetts. And we've been at it for a while, and so far it's working pretty well. In 2004, the company was launched as a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and we were going to be producing right away. And as many things set up, kind of fell back down right as we had it. So it was put on hiatus, and in 2010, we decided to revive the company. And in 2011 was our first production, which was Private Lives over at Plymouth Center for the Arts. And since then, we've worked at 3 spaces, 2 primarily, but we've in the old original church in Plymouth, what was it, First Parish, and the Spire Center is kind of our new home as well. And so throughout history, we started with summer primarily, and then moved into winter productions as well. Then we added in 2015 a studio Americana, producing for kids and educational arm of what we're doing. And now we employ artists every year to come in professionally, and we continue to create theater. That's our thing, and it's been going for a while.
I first got involved with Americana in 2014. I was still living in New York at the time, and my very old friend Derek, who I'd grown up with, had just been a year into starting it here in Plymouth. And he had asked me the year before to come up, and I hadn't been able to pull it off. And going into that season, I was about to have my first baby, so I kind of felt like this might be my last chance. And so I told him, let's do it. So I packed it up and moved back up here. And that was it. That was my first time back, and I never left.
I have a friend who has worked here and directed many shows, and she pitched me for this show, and I got the lucky phone call to direct this play. I actually also know Derek because he choreographed a show that I was in earlier this last fall. So we got to actually, get to know each other a little bit. So he knew that I wasn't a total, insane person. So he invited me to come out and do the show, direct, yeah.
As we're developing a typical production, the main thing is looking at, there's the nuts and bolts part of the production, which is we look at our potential budget, we look at the demographic of the area, we think about what our the people in Plymouth and both the tourists, but also we really want to connect to our locals. We have a lot of great local support. What kind of material we think they will like, what will challenge them, what will encourage them, what will uplift their spirits, and what will be great artistry. And so we try to pick a piece that'll be great artistry, and we try to bring in who we think are really, really great actors. Our hallmark, we believe, even though we travel around to some different spaces, our hallmark is excellence in artistry, a family atmosphere for our actors, and we want it to be a family environment for the people coming to see the show, and also to get to work together to create a really special theatrical artistic event. It's a great show, and what I loved about it is it presents a moral conundrum. And I'm not going to give away too much, but it does present a moral conundrum. It's, of course, an Agatha Christie piece. It takes place in a wonderful setting. I mean, you have this stunning, amazing, historic Orient Express, which we will be recreating one of the cars from the Orient Express on stage for the audience to enjoy, both the exterior and interior. And so it's a piece of history. It's kind of how it has a fantastical, whimsical nature to it, because you have this historic Orient Express that goes through these incredible areas, the Alps, and it's, you know, through France, all the way from Istanbul to France. So it's got a real eclectic flavor to it. And then, of course, you have this murder that takes place in kind of the snowy Alps area of the Express. And what's presented is this idea, like, what is justice and how far do you go for justice is kind of the central question. And then in pursuing justice, sometimes, what does that do to each individual person that's involved?
To be a part of a production feels like this sort of tiger by the tail, getting to know each other really quickly, becoming bonded, taking care of each other. You just want to make everyone feel like they're part of something special, and it's an inspiring just ride that we go on together. We get to explore a story together. We learn a lot together. We learn very quickly what helps the other person, how to help each other, how to support each other. For me, it's kind of a puzzle as a director, because I meet actors for the first time on the first day of rehearsal, and so I have to figure out how to communicate with each of them individually, and it's always different. It's always a puzzle. Some actors need more support, they need more structure. Some actors you kind of have to just lean back and watch and let them do their thing, and you just negotiate. As opposed to TV and film, theater is extremely important because there is no wall between you and the emotions that are happening. It's an exchange of energy. The buzz of live theater is very much a shared experience, and it's something you don't get in other mediums. There's the energy that's given from the audience feeds the actors, and vice versa. It goes right back into the audience, and the catharsis that comes from that, I think, is just singular. You can't really get it anywhere else. I hope that they will be touched in some way. I hope that they will feel something new, that they'll discover something, that they will experience a kind of wonder about their life, about others, about storytelling, about relationships that they are in themselves personally, that they will learn compassion, that their empathy will be explored more. I hope that they will hope more.
I hope audiences walk away from Americana feeling cared for, feeling like they were part of something. Ideally, I mean, the goal, though you can't necessarily, there's no special sauce to this, but I always hope they have a transcendent experience in which they are transported into a story that affects them. Like, I always hope they leave thinking about the show, wondering about the show, and feeling like something special has just happened. Even if they don't know what to call it or what to name it, I hope they leave it going, that was unique, that was special, I felt cared for, this was important. That's what I hope they leave with.
Keep up with what's up with this local professional nonprofit theater company at americanatheater.org. Pilgrim Hall Museum is celebrating 200 years of history with a rustic English country masque and ball on September 1st. We went on the local scene to learn more.
Join us September 1st for Pilgrim Hall Museum's 200th anniversary gala ball. It's a festive 17th century style English country dance party in Pilgrim Hall's original 1824 gallery, as you have never seen it before, just emptied of its artworks in preparation for a major restoration. Perfect for a once every 2 centuries party. Show your flair with creative attire, or simply come as you like for a splendid evening to celebrate Plymouth's unique and significant history. There'll be music by 7 Times Salt, a red carpet welcome, dancing, hors d'oeuvres, complimentary toast, cash bar, and a silent auction including works by many local artists. Our event is sponsored by Eastern Bank with additional support from Long, Hagen, Huff, Harris, PC, music and dance sponsors Tech Etch and the Honorable Terry Murray, Toast the 200 sponsors, Sullivan Tire, the Plymouth Lions Club, and Piapi's Package Store, with special assistance from One Stop Painting and Renovation. Our media sponsor is, of course, the local scene. Get your tickets today at pilgrimhall.org, and we'll see you at 6 p.m. on September 1st at America's oldest public museum.
Visit pilgrimhallmuseum.org for more information. Independence and self-reliance are right at our fingertips with rideshare apps like Lyft and Uber, and learning how to navigate them is the first step. If you're a senior that would like to start using today's most popular rideshare apps, the Duxbury Senior Center invites you to Finding Transportation Using Uber and Lyft, an iPhone-based class on Tuesday, September 10th at 2 p.m. You'll go through the step-by-step process of how to create your account, add payment methods, schedule rides through the apps, and general safety awareness. You can also order meals and groceries, all for the registration fee of $10. Visit duxburyseniorcenter.org to sign up. You'll recognize singer-songwriter Cara Brindisi as a recent contestant on the popular show The Voice. Cara has a new adventure, calling the town of Plymouth her new home and teaming up with the Spire Center to invite New England tunesmiths and out-of-towners to the Spire to play music and have a conversation about their songs, inspiration, and life experiences. The Life and Lyrics concert and podcast series will happen in front of the Purple Curtain the last Thursday of every month. This upcoming Thursday, August 29th, join Cara and her guest, Sarah Blacker, who has been named New England Music Awards Female Performer of the Year. The music starts at 7:30 p.m. and the podcast is at 8. Tickets are $15 and can be purchased through the venue's website. Michaela Clark and the local Scene Street team popped up at the Plymouth Pride Festival.
Hi, this is Dithilp coming from the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland. Sorry I couldn't be with you at Pride this year, but please know I'm with you in spirit. Have a wonderful day and a great time. I'm going to kick it over to Michaela. Happy Pride, everybody.
Thanks, Tiff. Hi there. We're here today at Nelson Park for the 4th annual Plymouth Pride Festival. There's going to be a lot of rainbows, sunshine, and happy faces today. Let's see what these folks have to say. We're here with Michelle Lowry, the president of Plymouth Pride. Now, Michelle, it's the 4th annual Plymouth Pride Festival. What do you think brings people back every year?
Well, it's an ever-changing scenario for everybody LGBTQIA+. A lot of things affecting everyone, even in Massachusetts, but they come here just to see that all is offered. We have a lot of vendors for all the services to the LGBT community, and it's for the little kids. You can see it's very friendly with our splash pool. For a lot of people, this might be a safe place that hopefully they may not have in other places. So for the afternoon, this is a place where you're loved and respected and receive anything that any questions you may have about the community, and know you're with your own and those who love and respect you.
What has Plymouth Pride been up to since we last spoke to you?
We have expanded all the things we do. For a long time, we were about our celebration in June in Pride Month and the 4th of July Parade, which we'll be doing on the 4th there. We had the first Tuesdays of each month in the Plymouth Library. Now we've expanded that to a number of other outings. Every month we either have an outdoor event, hiking, kite flying, skating, in addition to some purely social get-togethers. We try and get together some people from the community just for parents of LGBTQ plus individuals that have nothing more than questions. Now again, where we don't offer professional services, but we do offer the experience. We on the board here, we've covered all the letters, so we're good in that respect. I'm sure people come here just to be in a good crowd and just understand that it's in a changing environment, for the community as a whole.
Thank you, Michelle, for speaking to us, and thank you for yet another year of Plymouth Pride Festival.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Casey, why is it important to have community events like this?
It's important because it shows that like that I'm here right now. I can see it's kind of like comforting to know that all these people are here supporting this and might even be part of the community themselves. I just think it's very important to have that in a community because, you know, not all people are bad, you know?
So we are a domestic violence service organization providing services to both children and adults who are impacted by domestic violence within 18 towns in Plymouth County, primarily the South Shore from Rochester all the way to Hull. And we also provide services for loved ones and family members who have lost someone due to homicide, as well as a victim service program for people who have been impacted by impaired drivers. But our services for domestic violence we've been providing for over 42 years in this community. And why we think it's important is that domestic violence impacts everyone, not only if you are a survivor, but it impacts the community. And it's important for us to be here because it's a way to reach out to people, to let people know that our services are available and that we are an agency that truly believes that everyone has the right to be safe in their own home and to live a life that is free from violence. And being at events like this enables us to carry that message forward, that our doors are always open and we provide 24-hour a day, 7 days a week services so that anybody who is being impacted by domestic violence can contact us anytime, and that all of our services are free and confidential.
That's amazing. Why do you think Pride Month is so important?
It actually should be every day.
Agreed.
That it's important because it's a time that it brings into focus that we live in a society that is oftentimes, well, not inclusive. We live in a society that puts people and really creates boxes for people and does not celebrate human beings for who we are as we are. And that for me, Pride is a celebration for that month, but really I believe that we really should be carrying that message every day, that as human beings, we have the right to be who we are and express who we are without criticism, without judgment, without hate.
In your words, why is Pride important?
Why is it important?
Big question.
It's a heavy question, and it shouldn't, be swept under the rug either. So I'm glad you asked. It's something that we are in danger of having crushed. The political climate right now is we couldn't be in deeper trouble. And especially this year, Pride is important that we stand up and know who our allies are and who our friends are, that, in all areas of Pride, this is the year. We really need to sit together, and, make a statement.
So why is Pride Month so important?
I think Pride Month is just so important because there's so many times where we lack representation, and there's people who are younger and just coming out and not sure where to find their people, like have someone around them to help support them and know that, they're definitely not alone.
That's awesome. So what advice do you have for those young people that are coming out?
So really it's just like find your community, come out to events if you can find them. I know Plymouth Pride does a lot of great events around town and at the library, and it's just so helpful to be able to find a support system if you can.
Excellent. Thank you so much for talking to us today. Charlotte, why do you think Pride Month is so important?
I think it's important so that someone who isn't part of the LGBTQ+ community can see that people who are no different. everyone is still human, regardless of how you identify, regardless of what your body looks like. You're all human, and everyone is equal. And Pride helps to embrace that equality and embrace people's differences and celebrate those differences. And I feel like that needs to be celebrated.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Why is Pride Month so important?
Pride Month is important because it celebrates like kind of the, I don't know, hidden struggle that a lot of like people in the LGBTQ plus community have. And I think it's important to celebrate hidden struggles and to
shed light on them.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Happy Pride!
Visit PlymouthPrideInc.com to check in and keep up with events and initiatives happening all year long. Adam Minter wrote Secondhand, Travels in the New Global Garage Sale as a global investigation digging into the underbelly of the multi-million-dollar clandestine secondhand industry, visiting thrift stores and flea markets from the American Southwest to Tokyo, and meeting the people that profit off of our donated clothes and outdated appliances. The book also links our societal habit of choosing to stuff landfills over repurposing to marketing practices, design failure, and racial prejudice. This powerful book will be the topic for the Kingston Public Library's Summer Critical Conversation nonfiction book discussion on August 27th. From 6 to 7 p.m. in the reference area of the library, join with other community members in friendly discourse about what happens to our discarded stuff and why there is so much of it. For questions, contact librarian Stephen Miller at smiller@kingstonma.gov. Another season of the Project Arts Summer Concert Series wraps on Wednesday, August 28th with featured act The Brothers Project. This tribute band honoring the legendary music of the Allman Brothers is fixing to make every music-loving, ramblin' man and black-hearted woman happy. They came to the downtown Plymouth waterfront. The food trucks will be rocking as always, and this will be your final shot this year at the weekly 50/50 raffle. The event is free to attend and goes from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. DCR Pilgrim Memorial State Park is at 79 Water Street. Come down, spread out a blanket, some beach chairs, maybe eat a peach, and enjoy the harbor view at the last Project Arts concert of the summer. Next up is original poetry performed at the 2nd Annual Plymouth Poetry Festival, presented by America's Hometown Laureates.
No, we introduce ourselves. But Colleen and David, thank you for having us. I want to just start by saying last night when I couldn't sleep, I was exploring your website and had good dreams about doing yoga and meditation in Sedona. So I hope one day I can come here and do some classes or maybe go on one of those cool retreats you do. So look it up, everyone. Free advertising. So I'm Elizabeth Birch. I'll be reading 2 poems that, I don't know, seem to fit the vibes of this place, but maybe not. They're short. The first is called Come Mourn With Me. Come mourn with me. Pour your aching hearts into the endless hole we dug to house Mother Nature's empty self. Come throw your smashed cans, stretched plastic, burnt oil and dung on her hollow body below. Come cry for all the ifs, buts, and whys we should have asked ourselves decades ago, and rejoice in memories of cooler days. Come, hold my helpless hand and keep me as close as you wish you kept her. Read me your regrets, but no eulogy will wake her. Slightly less depressing. This next and last poem is called Practicing Peace. My dog and I walk atop the crust of winter, weaving our way back from the abandoned beach. We stop to watch ducks rest in the remains of an autumn puddle. As he pulls, I hold and try to explain why we don't need to chase everything, kill anything. For a moment, we are still and we listen to water's subtle ripples blend into the beige fields of hay in hibernation. I let him learn, then turn to find a new scent or stick. But I keep watching, body begging for practice.
Learn more about upcoming poetry events at hometownlaureates.org. The Pembroke Council on Aging invites you to learn Spanish gratis or French for gratuitement. That's free. These beginning level classes are 2 hours long and will run for 6 weeks, starting September 9th through October 21st. The Spanish class will be centered around teaching the basic dialogue and vocabulary you'll use when traveling in a Spanish-speaking country. So you'll be able to navigate hotels, restaurants, transportation, and yes, how to find el baño with ease. The French language class will focus on beginning language concepts, following topics according to the European CEFR standard at the A1 level. The 2 classes will run at the center in different rooms at the same time, 5 to 7 p.m. If you are interesado or interesé, please register at the Council's website. Classic children's books become timeless for good reason. While the words may be simple, the more complex truths and universal themes illuminate our young minds and continue to nourish our thinking throughout our lives. As George Bernard Shaw implored, make it a rule never to give a child a book you would not read yourself. To that end, the Duxbury Senior Center has established the Timeless Tales Children's Lit Book Club. The next group meets on September 10th from 11 to 12 p.m. when Shelley Summers, a former middle school librarian and writing teacher, will facilitate a discussion around the enduring tale of adolescence, The Outsiders, by S.E. Hinton. The group will meet in the Senior Center's Weyerhaeuser Room. Visit the center's website to register. Here's more from Tiff Phillips and the local scene pop-up team at the Plymouth Farmers Market.
I'm with Miranda from Chatham Harvesters.
Yeah, so we're Chatham Harvesters. We are a Chatham-based fisherman-owned cooperative that sells local, sustainably caught seafood. And we started off really as an idea of wanting to try and feed the community directly from the source. We essentially import 90% of our seafood and also export around about the same. So to kind of meet that right in the middle and eliminate all of it, we brought Chatham Harvesters to life and have been feeding the community for about 2 to 3 years now. So,
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Why is it important to shop local and eat local?
That's a great question. So essentially, the basis of Chatham Harvesters is to really help the fishing families of Chatham. And when you buy local from us, it essentially just really helps a family directly in need. Well, it helps them put their boat back together. It helps them buy more nets. It helps them put dinner on the table for their family. So it's really impacting someone directly at the source. And I think it's a great opportunity because we have so much abundance here right off of our shores, right off of our farms right in Mass. And to be able to take advantage of it here at a farmer's market is a great opportunity.
I'm with Miss Diana, who owns Uncommon Grounds with her husband. Thank you so much for being on.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Can you tell me what got you into the coffee business?
We've been doing this for 30 years, so it's pretty hard to remember why we thought it was a good idea, but we've been doing it a long, long time.
Can you tell us a little bit about your product?
It's we're coffee roasters, so we sell freshly roasted coffee, and we have a coffee shop. And in the coffee shop, we sell muffins and pastries and that kind of thing in the morning.
Very nice. And why do you think farmers markets are important to the community?
I think they're really important to the community, and they're really important to small business because this is where we connect directly, point of sale, direct, sales to the community.
And what do you like most about working at a farmer's market?
The people. It's fun.
I'm with Kamal from Hillside Harvest. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit about your product?
Yeah, so we're Hillside Harvest. We do Caribbean-inspired sauces and condiments. We have a line of delicious hot sauces and Jamaican jerk marinades.
That sounds really good. What brings you to the farmer's market?
So for us, farmers markets, especially one like this in Plymouth, are important for us because we get really close with our consumer. We get to get firsthand feedback from them. We get to test out new products with them. And it's really great a lot of times because we sell wholesale mostly. We get a little disconnected from the people that are actually tasting our product, and farmers markets allow us to kind of cut down those barriers and talk directly to our customer.
Oh, that's awesome. Can I try one?
Absolutely.
Let's see.
So we can start with our pineapple Fresno. That's the lightest.
Oh, okay.
So this is our entry-level beginner's hot sauce.
Good. I'm a little on the mild side.
So this is fresh Fresno pepper, fresh pineapple, a little bit of sea salt.
Wow.
Put that in a margarita, on wings, on oysters.
I would eat that on a wing for sure.
Exactly.
It's really good. Well, thank you so much for letting me try your product.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Nice meeting
it.
you.
Nice
Cheers.
meeting you. I'm with Judy from Hale Bone Broth. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Can you tell me a little bit about your product?
Sure. It's 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef bones, and it's simmered for 24, 30 hours in organic vegetables and spices, and then the liquid is drained off and it's frozen into an 8-ounce cube, serving size cube. So there's no preservatives or shelf stabilizers. And each 8-ounce serving has about 6 grams of protein, 7 grams of collagen, very low sugar, carbs, fat, cholesterol, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. And we have our original, which we started with, and then that's the base that we added to it. So we have one that has lemon and MCT oil. That's a medium chain triglyceride derived from organic coconut oil. We have one with turmeric, ginger, and lemon. And we have a new one with lion's mane mushroom.
So we're gonna try a sample. Very exciting. I'm with Phoebe from G-Pub. So great to talk to you today. So you guys have a great relationship with Dave. So you guys are hosting the farmers market together. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, sure. We did it all last year. We're so excited to do it again this year. We're going to run through October. It has been so much fun to meet everybody in the community, to have everyone come through. We're doing a nice lunch special for anybody who comes through too, so it's been really nice.
So tell me a little bit more about G-Pub.
Sure. We're a small family-owned company. We've got 5 restaurants. We've been here for a little over 2 years now. We have an arcade in there. We have a speakeasy in the back. We make all of our own hard cider for Highland. So we've got a little bit of something for everybody in there.
Can you tell us the importance of farmers markets? How do you think they're important to the community?
I think they're fantastic for the community. It's really nice to have third spaces for people to come and hang out and meet. All the live music that we have, all the children's events that we do. I think it's really important for us to have a place like that.
I'm with Jeremy, who's the owner of High Limb. So nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too. Thank you for your time.
Can you tell us a little bit of the story about how your business came to be?
Absolutely. So when I was younger, just had a passion for fermentation. I started the business with experiments in my parents' basement, built all original equipment with my dad, got an old little factory. We started the business in Attleboro. Everything was very hand to mouth. We kept growing. I'd sleep in my car, self-distribute, do everything I could, and now we're in Plymouth, my favorite town in the world. So,
why cider? Why did that become your passion?
I loved it. It was the first alcoholic drink I drank when I was definitely 21, and I just fell in love with it, and it was one of my favorite things. And I really liked the pivot from the beer world. Cider is more like wine. There's cool, inventive ways to always be working on it, and I just fell in love with it.
That's awesome. And you've developed quite a relationship with the farmers market. Why are farmers markets important to the community?
Farmers markets, specifically what Dave does with this farmers market, is super important, specifically to me, High Limb, G-Pub, just because it's such a cool representation of everything that I think this town holds valuable. It's local connectivity, it's hardworking people, it's supporting local business. It's just awesome. Everything about it is awesome. We support them to the ends of the earth.
Actor Michelle LaRue's one-woman performance of The Bed Quilt is coming to the Merry Room at the Duxbury Free Library on Wednesday, September 11th. The Bed Quilt is a 1906 New England tale written by Dorothy Canfield Fisher and is a unique weave of two stories written during an era before radio or TV, punctuated with a surprising reveal at the end. Follow the story of elderly spinster Aunt Behetabel, whose only recognized skill is her prowess in quilting. Then, patching in another turn-of-the-century story, A Quilting Bee, in Our Village, written by Mary E. Wilkins Freeman. LaRue will conclude the performance with a surprising elucidation of how Fisher wrote The Bed Quilt. This performance is free, starts at 1 p.m. and is 2 hours long. Reserve your seat by visiting the library's website. The practice of journaling, regularly writing down your thoughts, feelings, experiences, and reflections, has been shown to boost feelings of well-being, provide a way to process emotions, create space from negative thoughts, and promote self-discovery. If you'd like to give journaling a try or would enjoy connecting with others to continue your practice, midday latte journaling at the Pembroke Council on Aging just might be your cup of latte. Come and learn more on Thursday, August 29th at 9 a.m. with Master Mindfulness Practitioner and Yoga Instructor Jocelyn Kate. The Plymouth Public Library is orchestrating a very special evening for classical music lovers. Come on down for Meet the Maestro, a lively and informative talk with the Plymouth Philharmonic Orchestra's musical director and conductor, Stephen Kurdianis, that will give a glimpse behind the scenes at some of the music and programs happening at the Phil. And, to string you along even further, everyone who attends has a chance to win a pair of tickets to the opening night concert. This event is on September 9th at 7 p.m. and will take place in the Phalo Meeting Room. Your vote is your voice, and the Votes Act in Massachusetts is instrumental in implementing systems that are making Massachusetts elections more secure, accessible, and equitable to people of all abilities. For Plymouth voters unable to independently read, write, hold, or mark a ballot due to physical disabilities or issues that impair access to a paper vote-by-mail ballot, the accessible electronic voting system is available for you. The system is compatible with screen readers and is a way for you to independently, privately, and securely return your ballot. Our state primary election is on Tuesday, September 3rd, and if you would like to cast your vote in the primary, you need to first submit a complete vote-by-mail application to your local election official, which can be done online through the Secretary of State's website. Plymouth residents make requests through the Plymouth Town Clerk. The deadline to make a request to vote electronically in the primaries is Monday, August 26th by 5 p.m. The summer is drawing to a close and only a few weekend evenings remain to meet up with your crew for craft brews and scenic harbor views at the Mayflower Waterfront Beer Garden at the historic 1809 Hedge House. Resuming on Friday, August 30th, Mayflower Brewing Company will have draft beer on tap, hard seltzer, high lim cider, and a duet of wines Friday and Saturday nights from 3 to 8 p.m. through September. Some of downtown's most delectable eats are within walking distance, making this an ideal place to enjoy an after-dinner drink, or even better, grab a takeout dinner and bring it to enjoy at the beer garden. A portion of every beverage sale goes to the Plymouth Antiquarian Society to help support and maintain one of Plymouth's finest architectural examples of federal period architecture. The Hedge House is at 126 Water Street in Plymouth. We Remember, We Recover, an Evening of Remembrance, is a special community event being held on Monday, August 26th at the Plymouth Public Library to remember those impacted by substance abuse disorder and celebrate the perseverance and resilience of those in recovery. At this collaboration between High Point Hub and Spoke, Plymouth Cope Center, Plymouth Recovery Center, South Shore Recovery Center, and Drug Story Theater, you'll see a performance by Drug Story Theater, an organization that supports teens in recovery, And speakers from the recovery community will share personal stories and experiences. Local substance abuse support providers will be on hand with harm reduction supplies and guidance and materials about substance abuse disorders. The event starts at 5 p.m. and will have activities for all ages, is free and family friendly. And that, my friends, wraps this episode of What's Good and Good to Know in our area. We are grateful for your attention and thank you for watching. And we thank our patrons, Tiny & Sons, Quintal Brothers, and Squinty's Pizza for supporting our mission of community in action through media. We'll see you on the local scene. For more of what's good and good to know on the South Shore of Massachusetts, hit the subscribe button. And thank you for watching.